Today on a highly political episode of NSFW show, me and Brian come together to defend among the most cherished organizations in America today, Microsoft, the NSA, and Alex Jones. It's all coming up on an episode of NSFW that was first conceived by Hitler at the Bilderberg Conference in 1943. Pierce!
It's on the record.
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for NSFW is brought to you by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
This is NSFW episode 182, recorded on June 11th, 2013. The NSA Knows.
This episode of NSFW show is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, or online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, go to squarespace.com and use offer code NSFW6.
The universe is far more wondrous than anything we can imagine. So to say I need your creativity and to keep your life interesting, we got black holes filleting stars. Life on Earth could have been seeded by Mars. Stars that explode, we watch them explode and we date them from when we see them explode. But hell, they'd exploded long ago. If they're 1,000 light years away, they exploded 1,000 years ago. But you had no knowledge of it until today. The field of astrophysics called gamma ray. We have found microbial life that can survive dehydration, high radiation. Do you realize that if you fall into a black hole, you will see the entire future of the universe unfold in front of you in a matter of moments, and you will emerge into another space-time created by the singularity.
It's too heavy, it's too heavy, too heavy. We gotta start the show. That means it is go time for NSFW, the new show full of wind, the new source for the Webernets, the show that's nominally safe for work. Hello, beautiful party people. It's me, Brian Brushwood, joined as always by my inimitable co-host, part man, part machine, 1/3 monkey, and 1/4 Anglophile. It's Justin Robert Young. What's going on, JRY?
Hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing well. I can't hear you say hello, Brian, without hearing a little bit of the captain. Ahoy, Brian.
Well, I don't know why that is. I mean, it's very curious.
Yes, it is an uncanny
Never had
resemblance.
the chance to meet the captain.
This is an amazing episode because we have so many big guests booked. We've got the most advanced games we've ever come up with. I would say that in many ways, this is a unique watershed episode of NSFW due to the level of preparedness that went into it.
Oh, no, Brian, we didn't book anybody. And we've made no plans, and we're literally just going to horse off for the entire hour.
Okay, no, but I thought like don't we have a bunch of like stuff happening? Like we have games that we figuring out or something?
No, Brian, you were thinking of the episodes we've done in the past, including like last week and the week before, where we had a bunch of plans. We had musical guests and we had guests, but now we're boiling it down to the essence,
right? Okay,
of just me and you.
But we can be confessional because we have like some big announcement happening, right? Like a big next project, a Diamond Club level jag that we're going off on.
No, of course, Brian. We are currently doing the pre-sale for Ruinum, and we are continuing.
Yeah, but that was like 2 weeks ago.
We're
That's
continuing to build that, but no new announcements will be here.
Huh. You just want me to play that Neil deGrasse Tyson video over and over again then?
No, Brian, because the world needs our help.
Good point. Why do they need our help?
Brian, things are going to hell. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to tell the audience. We've got all things are falling apart. We have just the fabric of our reality completely tearing.
I am genuinely fascinated at where this is headed. Fill me in, Justin.
I'm just saying, like, all of a sudden, internet's all going crazy. Johnny Ive has redesigned iOS. The NSA is spying on us, and there's some dude in a Chinese hotel room that all of a sudden is the most important person in the world. Vladimir Putin's telling Obama, you should really look into laying off this spying thing. Which you're in trouble when Vladimir Putin is like, hey, by the way, you should respect privacy.
Plus also the WWDC was booked right up against Microsoft. This is the first WWDC I made no efforts to watch anything on. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, and then Xbox, which was like looked like it was like, doing the big, Deion Sanders high stepping touchdown dance.
Dude, they got totally
just
served.
Gets its dong kicked out of it by PS4 3 hours later.
Okay, so yeah, for those of you guys who don't follow gaming real quick, at E3.
Hold on, Bri. Here's my point.
What is your point?
We're gonna help all of them tonight.
Oh, we're gonna fix
the old Young and Brushwood PR firm. We're
this is
here.
Great. Okay, so let's start with.
We're get used to it. I need to review that tagline. But
Well, how about this? We're here.
For how much we love PR.
Right, we're here. How queer get bruised, and then we punch them. That's why we fix our clients. They walk out with bruises on their faces.
So we are foppish Brits, and we say, we're here. How queer? Get bruised, bitch.
That's exactly what I want to do. Okay, so for those of you guys who don't know, Microsoft comes strutting in on their high horse. They call their device the Xbox One because it's just, you only need one
That's all you
console,
need.
bro. You don't need a
One.
whole bunch. And so it's going to be us. And they come in, they of course got a little bit dinged over their used game policy and the fact that after you use a game and you want to sell it, that you have to pay again for some kind of transfer fee. Their device is such that it has to radio into HQ every 24 hours. And if it's ever disconnected from the internet, your games stop working and all that stuff. They release their system, which comes with Kinect, and comes out for $4.99. And then they also did a smart thing where it's like they usually get dinged because their Xbox Gold service, you got to pay, $60 a year or whatever. They've changed that to where now it's like HBO for video games, where every time you get, every month you get 2 AAA titles that are currently being given away for free. So like the first month it's going to be Assassin's Creed 2 and Xbox or
3,
Halo
right?
3. Halo 3.
It was AC3 and...
Somebody corrected me and said it was AC2, so maybe AC3. I don't know. I thought it was Assassin's Creed 3.
They said AC3 on TNT when I was driving up here, so that might be wrong. But if it is wrong, blame Tom Merritt.
No, well, actually,
and by blame Tom Merritt, I mean scream ethnic slurs at him on Twitter.
Okay. Please don't. Apparently
he's wrong. Release the slurs.
It's probably my fault that he said that because I know I said the wrong thing yesterday on the air. But so here's the important thing is the PlayStation does their announcement, and as they get near the end, they're all like, oh, by the way, used games are yours. When you buy a game, you own it, and you can do whatever the hell you want with it. And freaking like full on, like, just amazing.
Now, I've talked with you about this was a Ron Paul kind of situation. Where
sure.
like Ron Paul goes out in front of his audiences that are obviously keyed up on certain issues and just drops these kind of these one-liners that get ovations akin to when like your favorite band throws in, like if you went to go see Blue Oyster Cult and it was just like that's
totally.
That's what happens when Ron Paul says, and that's why we need to get rid of the gold standard. People are taking their shirts off like they're going crazy.
Did you say get rid of the gold standard?
Bring back the gold standard.
Right, whatever. Let's get rid of bringing stuff back. Something gold standard and the Fed.
And everybody goes nuts. So, get rid of the Fed, bring back the gold standard. So, that was what happened when PlayStation announced that they were letting...
Okay, but here's the thing, is simultaneously, like as those words were spoken, they clicked publish on this YouTube video labeled official PlayStation used game instructional video, which is amazing.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
And then that's the whole video.
Wait, is that official?
Yes. No, if you look, it's on the official PlayStation channel, and I love the fact that they take like 10 full seconds of the PowerPoint-esque opening before...
No, absolutely. So basically what they're doing is Xbox came out, and by the way, got way more publicity, way more praise for their initial announcement than the PS4 did, because the PS4 didn't show what the box looked like. It was super long. There was a lot of people who kind of had a problem with the way Sony did their first announcement. This looked like a runaway. And now, because they've made a few strategic decisions, and maybe they don't pan out, And maybe the tech press and everybody that was at E3 are an overrepresented sample, and really the idea of sharing games is not as big of a deal as it will be. Time will tell on all that. But for right now, I'm going to give you the first two things, and you can imagine the third of what Sony is doing to Microsoft.
All right, what do you got?
The first is pulling out their pinky.
Yep.
The second is lubing it up. And the third, I'm going to leave up to you, dear listener.
Now,
because
here's the
that's
thing.
what's happening.
So that people are like, oh, it's all over for Microsoft. There's no way it's over for Microsoft. Microsoft, the whole reason they're doing things is because the idea of they're on a 10-year strategy that involve, and plus their device like ships with the Kinect and their interface. They are smart to appeal to the casual gamers, but E3 is not the place where you're going to get sympathy from the hardcore gamers.
But Brian, we're not hired by Sony. We're fake hired by Microsoft. We need to polish this one up. We got to turn this around. So the next time that they're talked about on shows on this network, like Frame Rate and TNT and all the other shows that Tom Merritt hosts, he who gets ethnic slurs thrown at him on Twitter.
Please don't throw ethnic slurs.
Whatever you do, don't throw ethnic slurs at Tom Merritt at Ace Detect on Twitter.
Justin, there are reasons that I will talk to you after the show why you need to end that wink and the nudge thing right now. That's yes. So how would we handle it for Microsoft?
I'm asking you. I mean, I would say you're the video game.
With a
By the
Game
way,
of Thrones
I just want to let you know,
rap parody.
I just walked out in front of the big crowd, and I'm like, we're going to save the day, me and Brian. And then we walked back to our room, and you're like, oh, what's your plan? And I'm like, nothing. You go ahead. You're the video game guy, bro.
So I would first thing that pops into my mind is some kind of hilarious Game of Thrones parody with like maybe all the marketing guys at Microsoft, and they're all like, "Oh, Susan over in ad sales is really gonna stab you in the back," and then they could do a rap, but it's got to be like a cheesy '90s rap. The opening lyrics like, "We're from Xbox and we're here to say." What do you think? Am I in the right ballpark here?
Brian?
Yeah?
You're fired.
What?
You're fired off the Young and Brushwood PR marketing.
Now
team.
it's just Young marketing. Go ahead,
now
Young.
It's
what do you got?
Young marketing. We're here. How queer? Get bruised.
The more I hear that tagline, the better I love it. I think we're
You
really
want to know
onto
what,
something.
Brian? I'm hiring you back.
Good.
You're back.
Okay.
Because I like the cut of your jib, and I think now you're undervalued talent. And I want to watch you rise like a phoenix.
I got something to prove. Okay, look, here's what they got to do.
So here's what I'm saying. It's got to be, we can't think in terms of like some video meme. We got to think like we are, like we're political consultants, right? We got to come up with like a little phrase that we can tell all of the surrogates to go repeat. So now all of a sudden, it's not sharing used games, it's transmitting AIDS.
Oh, there you go. See, they should start a smear campaign about how someone's cooties is all over their game and all their dark, salacious thoughts is going to ruin your experiment. They should actually fund a horror movie that's all about. They should create a whole genre of like J-horror that's all about like people who buy video games on the used market, but they're been infused.
And what are they, Brian? They're haunted.
Exactly. Boom. And they die and everything goes bad. Then they should like fund a reality show like what diseases are on your used games. And then, they should also fund the market for like game condoms, where it's like, oh, you bought a used game, did you? You're not going to put that right in your console, are you?
Exactly.
Then
you need to use a dental dam
Exactly.
if you want to play a used game. You need to have it over your face.
And then they could like maybe they could partner up with the church and make it the dental goddamn. And then just you stick it on and then you're safe.
All right, we're getting in the woods. Let's.
You don't think
dial
it's
it back.
bad?
I like the J horror idea.
Like okay, all right,
so
good enough.
Let's here we go. The J horror. So we're funding them. Microsoft's got nothing but money, right? Cash. You know, young, white, and famous. Money hanging out the anus. Those
sure.
guys.
Did you just rhyme something with famous with anus?
Yeah, it was a P. Diddy line. Let's not get too caught up on this.
Okay, fine.
So it's a movie, and we're giving notes to the script writer, and we're just saying, listen, it's got to involve a used game that's
Yeah.
haunted. What do we want it to be haunted by? What would be the scariest thing for a gamer or a parent of a gamer to have something haunted by?
Oh, you know what? And this is true. If you wanted to scare gamers, what you would have to do is make it a government plot to install like DRM on everyone's system. And only by the used game market are they able to get their DRM on everybody's computers to spy on them.
All right, so here's the deal. Here's the plot. Used games are really a plot set up by big media
Yes.
to get DRM on your computer
Yes.
through the back door. And
A wink. Where all the money is in the back
where all
door.
the money's in the back door. Just ask lady
By the
porn
way,
stars.
user Ira Sockman NSA just asked me to please stop talking about Project Drum. DRUM.
Okay. So then meanwhile, beyond their control, because here's what big media did.
All right.
They turned to a power that they didn't fully understand.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, they thought like this would be great. We'll like catch a couple of drug users and terrorists and call it a day. But little do they know, that it's satanic?
That the reason why they can get DRM on all these discs is a powerful gypsy who's enslaving children to run off. And this is the trailer, right?
But,
children, they just pick up like fast zombies and just find a cliff and run off it.
What? That's not going to scare gamers. Are going to love that. They're going to think that's hilarious. They're like, oh, kids running to their death. That's.
Then kids get up and they run and live a healthy lifestyle and eat fruits and vegetables.
And then tease the gamers. they become
then they're
bros.
like, hey, you fat fart. Why don't you stop playing used video games, you fat piece of dog
Yeah,
crap?
no, I'll tell you what, those kids, they survive and then they join Congress and they go on these moral rampages where they talk about violence in video games.
And they all talk like this. I think your video games are harmful. I eat apples.
Why can't you do the right thing? It's pretty easy to do, bro.
I'm running.
Did you see the gameplay for Rise Sons of Rome?
No.
Or Son of
but
Rome?
I did see the gameplay for my new pornography film, Rise, Sons of Rome.
And then with the subtitle, and by Sons of Rome, I'm talking about my sperm.
No,
But
it's actual
Rise.
children of
Potential.
young nubile children of Rome
Potential.
that are rising to the occasion.
See, I think like Rise potential children of Rome, and it's like a reality competition that
Where
happens.
Italian dudes bang people.
Inside, yes, but like all the contestants are the sperm.
My name is Angelo.
How come nobody's done that? How come? How come nobody? I'm glad that the bottom half of you was cut off for that. How come nobody's done like a parody of
That's Rise, Sons of Rome, coming to PS4 this fall.
coming soon? Right. Yeah. All right.
So there we go. Solved it for Xbox. Let's play the solved music, Brian.
Solved. Is that
Solved
this?
it.
Congratulations, gentlemen. That one's free, courtesy of Young and Brushwood. Formerly Brushwood and Young. Is that the official name of our agency now?
Young Brushwood.
Young
which
Brushwood.
Is also another film that I'm producing for the PS4.
Parentheses, formerly Brushwood and Young. Who else has had trouble this week?
I'll tell you who. I got 3 little letters for you. Obama.
What's up with Obama? I thought he danced on Ellen once, so everything's great. I thought.
He's a hell of a dancer, that guy. Love it. But you want to know what the internet doesn't love? This Project Prism.
What's I don't see what I like prisms. They separate light. That's pretty rad.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last time we saw a prism, it was on the cover of the Dark Side of the Moon album. But that prism has happened to turn out to be a real shady fellow, as he's now aligned with the NSA, snooping up on all your data.
I thought snooping was what the kids were into. They got that Snoop Dogg who's now a lion. He transformed. So snooping is good, right? Also
Not
Snoopy.
even the powerful Magus Snoop can contain the prism problem.
So, can I confess something? I really am on the outside of this one. All I see is one dude's face from Hong Kong all over my Google News feed, and I'm like, NSA be assholes. What else is new? Like.
By the way, and here's the deal. So I was reading the interview with him by The Guardian, and they were talking about like that he's a tech professional, a sysadmin on his laptop. He has like I support the EFF. There is a high likelihood that he either is or was a listener to Twit programming.
Holy crap, I didn't even think about that. This is
Edward Snowden. I would not be shocked.
What if
he, at
he's
the
listening
very
right
least,
now?
Knew some of the talent here, if not was a listener.
What if this is like he's there stuck in Hong Kong against his will, the center of a worldwide firestorm, and his one escape is to listen to the jaunty jags of Bri and the Gerbs, and instead he's actually going to get our advice. He's listening right now.
He is.
Everything else we've done is a bit. This is for reals. So the advice we give, just know that this is real advice.
Exactly.
To a real
Unfortunately,
listener.
the advice is going to be for the NSA.
Yeah. Okay, so how should
So
they
I'm
get
sorry,
this guy?
Edward, but we're going to have to leave you high and dry on this one and figure out a way so the NSA can frame your murder in a very nice way.
And so how could that be? Oh my God! Look, people are sending me the Twitter of Prism US Gov. How rude! We're following 313.9 million Americans, and only 12,000 are following us back. Frowny face.
So here's the deal. Prism is a program that was put in place by the NSA that allegedly
And I'm a
was
lawyer.
operated in concert with Apple, Google, Microsoft, literally anybody that has any kind of relevant data. And apparently they were able to get raw data directly off the servers of these companies so they could track people. Now, the extent of it is still kind of up in the air, but certainly it has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way and caused yet another headache for our dancing president.
Can we just call him that from now on? Obama, the dancing president.
It sounds like an MGM musical, doesn't it?
It does. And it's like, you can't dance,
Fred
Mr.
Astaire
President.
is the dancing president.
You can't dance your way through this political scandal. Oh, I'll dance. I'll dance
Watch
until
me.
I die.
Do the jitterbug. Do the jitterbug.
Okay, so how much of this is sticking on Obama? Obama's like, what? He just says, something about transparency. Bada bing bang. I'm going to dance on Ellen.
Well, apparently that is like your one move. You have one move to the basket on political conversations. And by the way, a fairly non-judgmental dance on Ellen. It's not like, he danced on Ellen or like, hey man, he danced on Ellen. It's just a flat, he did a thing.
And then, and I like to me, it's funnier if I imagine that he's actually dancing on top of the woman, Ellen, not the reference to the famous clip of him on the show.
Sure, no. And Ellen's below him, like with like a pithy one-liner, like, oh, now I know how the red carpet feels.
Wait, that is a pippy one-liner. Maybe we should take her on as a client as well.
Maybe I'll tell you what, I'm not splitting this 3 ways, Bri. We're bringing all the money and we're splitting it in 1 of 2 ways, either Young or Brushwood.
Done. So far,
Here's the deal. So we need to figure out a way that the NSA, it's okay. It's the NSA. How about that? That's our starting point. Now let's build from there.
What about this? Actually, so what if like NSA implies that they know every time you slipped up and maybe clicked on the wrong preference of pornography you're looking like. And so their new slogan is like, bro, it ain't gay if it's the NSA. And it's like if as long as the NSA is watching, it can't be gay, and you're not gay for looking at it or liking it.
Here it is. We can turn all public opinion. Head of the NSA comes out and says, listen, we know y'all are getting a little crazy about this. Let me break it down like this.
Can we insist that they drop like a Georgian accent, like that they now listen, I know all y'all get a little all twisted up, acting like it's some kind of big old hurricane.
But he's got to be like a big fat guy with like a huge belt. Like his pants are like about like waist high, and he's just like, well, now I know, like as if he's like a Stephen Root character.
Sure.
Like, I know y'all have been getting your panties in a twist. about this here Prism deal.
Whoa.
Well, let me.
Hold on, real quick. Before you go forward here, just throwing this out here because we're spitballing, we're brainstorming,
Yeah.
and there are no wrong answers. Maybe NSA blackmails everyone individually.
This is what Brian. Boom, boom, boom. I'll tell you what. Excuse me. Weather report. Lightning striking between Petaluma and Austin because that was a brainstorm the likes of which we've never had. We're on the same page here, Brian. Because here's what happens. Mr. NSA, well, now. And then he has a big handkerchief and he mops his brow and he's got a big iced tea. Well, now, let me tell you here. We've been watching the way you miscreants play around with your internets. And either you stop talking about this or we're going to tell everybody who's secretly gay.
And they're like, and maybe we'll just bust out a little bit of knowledge about some furry porn. Edward Weatherly of Kansas
and
City.
one dude is just out.
Yes.
Just, like just the camera pans to him and it's like the Jamie Kennedy experiment. Like just on his face. Done. He's out.
This is huge, man. No, I think this. So I guess you just kind of individually drop a bunch of hints, and do you out like people? I guess what they do is they
Here's
close
the
all
deal,
the doors.
Brian. Listen, it's building. It's building. Then the NSA chief starts into a Disney musical in which he just starts naming perverse predilections of everybody in the audience. Like there's Jake from CNN who likes child rearing. There's.
I can see your brain short circuiting with all the things you want to say, but no would be a bad idea. But it's like, that would be pretty great. There's like, well, it turns out there's a lot of people who are quite what they claim. For example, Joan here, who was in a hit and run and left a child maimed.
Yes.
And then Samwell
Here,
like,
who doesn't like the dames?
and the rest
There's
of you.
Jimbo John, the pederast, and Ed from NBC, who likes it in the what?
The one in the ear. I didn't know that was possible. Like as an aside, keeps on going. We've got videos of each of you.
NSA knows what you fap to. The NSA knows what you fap to.
This is too good. My brain's short-circuiting. All right, so basically the NSA writes a clever musical.
It's not the kind of stuff you get the clap to. The NSA knows what you fap to.
They know about your interracial porn.
That's his aide, his first aide who pops up from behind him.
They know you like to practice how babies are born. Oh, dude, I got nothing. This is terrible. We gotta stop all
You're
this.
gonna be very mean when we reveal the inspiration of the thing you leave on your screen.
The NSA knows what you fap to.
Fap to. Ha!
I
So I
swear to
think we
God.
solved that one.
I swear to God, if the NSA does a musical on CNN next week, then they owe us $1 billion because we bailed them out.
Hey, Brian, let's talk about who pays for this episode.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about our friends over at Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, or online store. Last one's new.
Since its platform upgrade last fall, Squarespace just keeps rolling out the new product, features, integrations, and templates.
Yeah, man. You know what? And to make sure you get the most from their innovations, because some people don't get the most, they get the less than the most. Squarespace has a 24/7 support team providing live chat during the week, extremely fast email support throughout the day and night. You don't have to talk to them if you don't want to.
Plus, with plans starting as low as $8 a month for software and hosting, Squarespace is a real value.
Hey, if you were going to use 3 words to describe Squarespace, Justin, what would they be?
Squarespace connects all your social media accounts, publish to and from social media with a few clicks, refreshing your site content from the places you like to post. For example, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Google+, LinkedIn, and more.
Man, I was going to say exceptionally well designed, but I guess that's legit too. And they just added a new calendar feature called the Events Collection. Allows you to schedule updates, store sales events, band tour dates, that kind of thing.
Squarespace integrates all your website needs into one platform: domains, design, development, commerce, hosting, and 24/7 customer support. Brian, there's a free trial for Squarespace.com.
You don't have to pay. You don't need a credit card or anything for that?
Sign up for a free account, no credit card needed. Just try it out to start building your website. Then, if you decide to purchase, use offer code NSFW6 and get 10% off your first purchase on new accounts. Includes monthly and annual plans.
Right on. We thank you, Squarespace, for your support.
There's more people that need our help, Brian.
Why? Who else is there? I mean, we fixed Obama's dancing problem. We fixed Microsoft's used games problem. What else? What else happened this week?
The NSA knows what you fap to.
I swear to God, if somebody writes the whole thing, you and I will record our bits and make it a real song. You guys, if you
I feel like the fact that we were
challenge is on. You guys know the tune. Throw a Google Doc, and I want to start singing "The NSA Knows What You Fap To" as a song. You guys write it. We'll sing our parts, and we'll have a real song.
Brian, our old friend, was at it again.
Yeah.
Your boy, Alex Jones. He was on the BBC. He had a big viral video.
I didn't see this. BBC Alex Jones. Everyone told me about it, and then I never saw it. Let's see. Is it this one right here?
The PM joined them for this year's top secret tete-a-tete, which was being held this weekend in the...
God damn, this guy is British as balls. Did you listen to that?
I'll tell you, you very rarely can go full Brito, and this guy has not only gone full Brito, he went more than full. He's at 1.5 Brito.
Yeah, man. That's as British as you get.
Watford. Sunny Watford. It's where world domination begins. It's like Christmas for conspiracy theorists, including our Adam.
All right, so this is what, like a profile piece on him, or he's out and
Yeah, no, we got to get to the end of this. After they do like a very BBC, like, the Bilderberg conference goes on at Watford this weekend, and there were people there, hats, a man with a suit.
Keep going. I'm actually digging yours better. Here we go.
We had to take a shady camera angle while a man walked out of an office. He said a thing with words and smiled wryly before saying more things as a graphic came up on the screen. He looked toward the door as if to say, I would like to leave, and then finished his sentence politely, ending with a jovial boast, as he was already mic'd. He then continued talking beyond what I was going to say, yet continuing the way that he was going to talk. That is what happened when they set up 2 lamps behind the shot. Also, it was well lit. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, to be precise. That's when the best talking gets done. He later left.
That was amazing, Justin Robert Young. That was maybe the best thing I've ever seen you do. All right, so they do this whole bit, and then what? We go in studio for...
By Alex Jones, an American shock jock. He's been campaigning for more openness at the Bilderberg conference. David Aronovich, who's sniffy about...
Wait, he's been campaigning for what?
He's against the Build-A-Bear conference.
Against the Build-A-Bear conference. And it's not Build-A-Bear like the franchises here at the American
that's what
malls.
it is.
They all
the
go
world's most powerful people in one room so they can all build their own bear. It's not the same bear as is commonly thought.
They build their own bear. That says
everybody gets their own bear.
A little something about themselves. All right. And
well, I mean, like, obviously you can build your own.
Yeah. All right.
Conspiracy theories. He's a columnist for The Times. Alex Jones, you've been covering Bilderberg for a long time. What have you ever found out about it?
In that piece you just played, there's nothing in the water. Hydrofluorosilicic acid in major Harvard studies has been causing a 7-fold increase in bone
What's
cancer.
that got to do with
Boom.
Bilderberg?
What have I discovered about Bilderberg? BBC.
All right, pause it. Now again, there should be basically like we no longer have the Roman Colosseum where we put people in the arena and let lions. Christians are no longer fighting the lions, right? The best thing we have is Alex Jones fighting the British. Put Alex Jones in front of a British person, and it is entertainment for days.
It really is. And I'll tell you what, man, I wish I could have that level of doesn't give a rat's ass about you, the format of your show, or how uncomfortable the next 5 hours are going to be. It's like, this is amazing. Like, I want to see Alex Jones.
Go back, because this is Alex Jones has a list of things that he wants to get out. right? And as he talked about in the Piers Morgan thing.
And this is what would make him an amazing politician, because he genuinely doesn't give a rat's ass what the question actually was. It's like, you're done talking now, right? So now I say the things I want to say. Here we go.
Here, we're joined by Alex Jones, an American shock jock. He's been campaigning for more openness at the Bilderberg conference. David Aronovich, who's always sniffy about conspiracy theories. He's a columnist for The Times. Alex Jones, you've been covering Bilderberg for a long time. What have you ever found out about it?
In that piece you just played, there's nothing in the water. Hydrofluorosilicic acid in major Harvard studies has been causing a 7-fold increase in bone
What's
cancer.
that got to do with
Boom.
Bilderberg?
What have I discovered about Bilderberg?
There we go. He punctuates his own points with a boom.
Well, and plus also, like he's genuinely shocked. Like his response is like, the hell are you even asking me that for? Like you could tell he's just, here, watch, here.
Conspiracy theories. He's a columnist for The
dang
Times.
it.
Alex Jones, you've been covering Bilderberg for a long time. What have you ever found out about it?
In that piece you just played, there's nothing in the water. Hydrofluorosilicic acid in major Harvard studies has been causing a 7-fold increase in bone
What's
cancer.
that got to do with
Boom.
Bilderberg?
What have I discovered about Bilderberg?
Which, by the way, I love that he just says, like, the invalidating part of that piece is that there's nothing in the water. Like, as if, like, that's, like, a stated element of every piece. Is like, and by the way, there's nothing in the water.
Well, I didn't watch the actual piece. I'm assuming you did. I figured that was a thing.
No,
BBC
he's
was
doing the Alex Jones things where he just yells his points no matter what the question is.
God, it's the best tactic. It's the best tactic. There is no defense.
Able to get the documents decades ago that they helped found the euro, which was actually a Nazi German plan.
Oh, God, just drop the N-word.
To take over countries economically. No, that's on record. And I've interviewed members of the EU.
Oh, he's like, listen, all right, look, we can't even talk about whether or not that's a thing because obviously it's on record.
Oh.
Check the record.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, Brito, check the record. Okay.
Parliament
Which a
on the
Nazi
subject
plan
who are
that
out there at
started
the
out
event.
by Hitler to complain about the fact that he was carrying too much change in his pocket. Check the record. Hitler hated change.
Well, actually, which record are you talking about?
All right, and what you just said, water isn't coming out of your mouth. That has fluoride acid in it. And I'll tell you what, major Harvard studies have said that if you drink too much of it, you turn into Mothra. Boom.
Mr. Jones, is it?
Oh, the secret weapon. Part of his win.
Boy,
But what's that?
3,000 people. They
Bilderberg.
turned 1,000. Bilderberg is heavily involved in the EU plan and helped hatch it, and it is a Nazi plan. They had Lockheed scandals, just like the big lobbying scandals right now.
God, he just comes at you from 85 different directions.
In the 70s, and that's why the SS officer, Prince Bernhard, the founder, had to step down. It is the ultimate lobbying meeting.
It's like listening to someone explain the plot of the last season of Battlestar Galactica.
While
It is.
you guys
I would
have
really
this
love
huge
for him to, whenever he's going on one of these rants, where it's like he's just going on a thing, he should just try to sneak in like little, like other, like popular comic book conspiracy theories. Like,
Yes.
Like,
We're like,
well, no, the euro was a Nazi plan to control the currency.
Now,
And
okay.
when Spider-Man left for the Secret Wars, he brought back a black symbiote for which he used as his costume. It could change into any clothes he wanted, Pierce.
all right, now here's the thing. If you're going to tell me that this is not a Nazi gold extravaganza, then explain to me the difference between mechanical shooters and organic ones. Can you explain the difference? Where is it? Organic shooters make no sense. He's a scientist. Peter Parker. It's on the record.
scandal going on. Your prime minister's
next thing
going
you know, we found a notebook that said Hitler was a Skrull. Boom.
there. Balls was just here, Bilderberg Group member. We have forced them from cover to admit that there are puppeteers above the major parties.
David around. So now we know
Infowars.com
how. Now we know.
Boom. Applause.
Yes, that was the best. Dude, this is what I aspire to have the power to do. Just be able to just go off on a crazy direction and then be like, NSFWshow.com. Check out the BBpedia. It's all in the BBpedia.
But here's why he's brilliant and why he has the audience that he has is that he just goes, he gets on a stage and broadcasts at the frequency which attracts a certain kind of audience. And then just says, more the frequency, go here. That's it. Like, in a way, he is among the most brilliant communicators that we have on the planet.
Sure. Dude, it's okay. Here.
The Bilderberg has given us the euro.
Yes, I mean, if you talk to Alex for any length of time, you discover all kinds of things that you didn't know about the world.
We've blown it wide open.
You have.
He goes over and I fires. It's amazing.
That is as reasonable as he gets. That is as reasonable as Alex. Rewind that, because you're about to see the most reasonable conversation that Alex Jones has ever had with a random guest on a
We've
thing.
blown it wide open.
You have. You have absolutely blown it wide open, but it leaves you with...
That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, there we go. The most reasonable exchange Alex Jones has ever had on television.
Oh man, and look at the like, you got it, and he just suddenly becomes Captain Kirk in his chair, leaning over. Well, like, you can't have swagger sitting down unless you're Alex Jones or Captain Kirk. Blown wide open.
The huge question for you, Alex, and it's really, you have uncovered the New World Order, which is deadly. It's full of what you call people who are criminals. Well, this is what I'm coming to. It's full of criminals, etc., who seek to run the world and will kill anybody who gets in their way. And you are almost, or have been, a lone crusader.
You measure Alex Jones letting you speak the way that rodeo riders are measured in how long they stay on the bull. If you can speak for 8 seconds without Alex Jones
they should just ring the bell.
They should bring out a wreath, and then a clown should come out and distract Alex Jones until he gets back in the pen.
A clown dressed up as, like, he's got the Illuminati eye over his face, and he comes over and starts shouting.
There he is! There he is! He's the Illuminati! And then he comes back into his pen and he starts bucking.
Powering against them.
No,
so how come?
How am I alive?
How are you still alive?
Why am I alive?
Well, no, which is yes. Listen,
Why
listen,
am I alive?
which is the explanation? One, they don't exist, or two, you're part of the conspiracy.
No, let me tell you a story.
Wow.
No,
This
I'll tell you what,
this guy does not
he came to
realize.
play.
This guy does not realize what he's playing. He's trying to play his game. He's trying to play. It's not going to go well.
This is basically like when a robot was attacking you on a 70s television show, and you had to give it the what is it? The paradox.
Oh yeah, yes. And it's like, what does he think's gonna happen? Alex Jones is paradox proof. Like, you're not gonna lay this out, and he's not gonna be like, I never thought of it that way. I suppose I've got a lot of reconsidering to do. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm Alex Jones.
Let's see what happens.
Infowars.com. I'm sure that's what he does. And as his advisor with Brushwood and Young, then that's what I would suggest.
Tell you a story.
I say the first.
5 years ago when Obama and Hillary.
I say the second.
5 years ago when Hillary and Obama were at Bilderberg and the Secret Service was there in helicopters, the New York Times came out and said I was crazy. There was no Bilderberg group meeting. And my wife got phone calls, and so did I, threatening to kill us. And the people said, and you better take it serious because you were just talking to your dad that was in the hospital. You better shut your mouth or we're going to cut your head off.
But
now
if
they
going to kill
that
you,
they listen to
threaten
to everybody's phone lines. They call up and harass people.
That's the best way to go about it, right?
They humanize. It was a humanizing element. He was able to break down, like imagine being in this position and having threatening phone calls of what you could only assume is an international organization hell bent on world domination, and you as somebody telling the truth is going to get shut down.
Well, it's like, you just come back with another conspiracy theory. When Tony Stark was going to try to stop the Mandarin, and he was trying to get clean off alcohol, he was not able to do it for many issues.
God, how great.
And he said, take it seriously.
Okay, this is...
Because otherwise, Rhodey's going to get the suit.
This came out This came out last week, right? What if he had just, instead of that particular conspiracy theory alternate, what if he had claimed that what if he had dropped something about the NSA spying on every single American in there, and that was the bigger conspiracy theory they went with, and then boom, a week later, totally shown.
I mean, this is what keeps him in business, right? It's just that the little bit of reasonability that keeps him kind of rolling on his completely unhinged nature. Let's go back to it.
Okay, here.
People that expose them and tell them what they were just talking about. They harass people. You're going to say there's no spying.
Alex,
it's like Nazi Germany. You only spy on the bad guys, huh?
You let him speak now.
Well, Alex, I saw one of your ministers say this, though.
No, Alex, I'm here.
I love it. The ability to say sure and then utterly defy what he just asked him to do. Like, of course I will. Let me just say another thing.
Sure, Brian. Sure. Okay. I'll let you talk. And the only thing is you got to understand, I saw a minister say this. I saw both a minister of a church and a minister of a prime minister. Yeah.
Mr.
I had a prime
Jones.
rib last night, and it had odd juice next to it. And sure, go ahead.
Tyranny.
No, shut up.
Whoa, did he say shut up?
Do you know what happens? Like, that's like getting Rumpelstiltskin to say his name. To get a British person to tell you to shut up. They're so polite.
He dropped it, and I feel like by saying the word tyranny, the chat room just jumped up and just started going like, "Oh, he did it!" It was like the belt. He won the belt just then by dropping the two
That
words.
was like Ron Paul with the gold standard. Like, our audience is like, yeah, tyranny, woo!
Yes.
Oh, shut up.
I'm here to testify that your head was not cut off.
Ladies and
Are you
gentlemen,
sure
if
about
they
that?
kill me, it turns me into a martyr. It puts big exclamation points on the end of what I've said, and I have put out a lot of information. There's millions of others that are exposing it. And look, we have mega banks that are getting $85 billion a month of U.S. taxpayer money. Most of it goes to Europe and England. British taxpayers, EU taxpayers have to pay to these mega bankers. They're in there setting this up. It's come out. And then the media distracts you with, look at a guy that talked to a lobbyist when the real lobbyist is going on.
Listen, you're not going to dominate this. He gets to speak too. It's not your own radio show.
Wow.
I think this guy is being unfair to Alex.
This is the rudest British person I've ever seen.
He's really cutting him off. And I feel like, why fly Alex Jones all the way out there? Or I guess Alex Jones probably flew himself. Why bring him all the way down to London?
It actually brings up a good point because World Tyranny 2014 is coming. And I just think, we had such a good time at World Tyranny 2013 that it's good that he's building it up.
Should we be worried about Bilderberg at all?
It's it's mildly interesting, the Bilderberg Group, and it feels, doesn't it, when you were talking about it in the film, slightly kind of out of date, as belonging to the era when you couldn't even admit in Parliament that there was a secret, when we called the head of MI5M or whatever it was they called them, we couldn't admit to these things. Yeah. And so to the extent
God, I already went to sleep.
People aren't ready to be spied on yet.
What was that a fact?
People haven't been acclimated yet.
Could you let him finish?
We're in a police state. It's 1984.
Yeah, listen,
you guys just want to normalize it.
Would you let him
Alex,
finish?
how come you're here? If we're in a police state, how come
they actually turned back some of my reporters, but they didn't turn me back, and I was told this because they don't want to make a stink.
Do you think the BBC is part of the Bilderberg Group?
Well, Winston Smith did work here. I mean, come on, Eric Blair worked here, and that's what he said it was.
Why do you think we've let
George
you on?
Orwell.
Why have we let you on then?
Because you guys think that you can manage the whole thing, and now our information's gotten too big. I have 3 million radio listeners a day. That's a low number.
Oh, I don't even know how you just drop that and be all like, let's talk about how awesome I am. Like,
it is amazing that you can surround it with so much crazy, and yet it doesn't necessarily sound like somebody being totally conceited. Like, he actually sounds more crazy than conceited.
Yes.
Right?
Meanwhile, what he's saying is like yes, and that of course. Yeah, well, here.
3 million. I get about 50 million YouTube views a month. That's a very conservative.
I just put a Vine out during the commercial break. It's been seen 87,000 times. You ever put out do you even know what a Vine is? Because you got to be hip to social media.
Playlist on Spotify, Pierce. It has all my favorite songs. I like Katy Perry. I also like Lady Gaga. I'm a fan of that Miguel fellow who leg dropped that poor lady at the awards show.
I don't play Farmville.
Taylor Swift's my favorite.
I don't play Farmville now, but when I did, I would get other people to handle all my crops. That's how popular I am. Don't you understand?
I'm very good at draw something. I can often draw complicated things, and people are like, hey, how'd you do that? Did you have a pen? I say, no, it's with my finger.
Number. I make films, put them online for free, that get watched 40 million times.
Literally is what he's saying.
Like the Obama deception. And that's why, because the establishment doesn't know what to do.
Alex has
a lot of parody videos. Many of them are battle raps. One time I had Obama rapping against the Fed chairmans, and one of them he rapped like a white guy, and it was funny because it was the second to last.
And it's
Infowars.com.
I would have, say, 10 years ago said, listen to all this stuff. He believes that people put cancer virus in vaccine in order to create a eugenics program. That's what he believes.
We talk about medical discoveries.
And we would have said,
Dude, he's like a Ricky Gervais character.
Yes.
Like he's like if Ricky Gervais were American, he has this sublime sense of just confidence. He has a rare self-confidence. Alex Jones does. That is enviable, by the way.
Yes.
Like I mean, without.
Yeah, and for the record, the reason
nudge.
The reason Justin and I are fascinated is because there is a massive part of Alex Jones that I think it's fair to say both of us wish we could be. Like that level of devil may care alpha is just unreal to watch him in these interviews.
What else do you think he's going to brag about?
Well, first of all, he already busted out mocking the British accent, which I think is a good. Like,
oh wait, I missed that. Go back.
Oh, did you miss it? No, like that. He already started his victory lap. Like, remember when he got so bored trashing Pierce that he started mocking his accent?
Now, Alex has this point, and it's an important one. I would have, say, 10 years ago, said, listen to all this stuff. He believes that people put cancer virus in vaccine in order to create a eugenics program. That's what he believes.
We talk about medical discoveries.
And we would have said, and I would have said, hey, that.
We talk about medical discoveries.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
It's kind of mad and so on, and it's an interesting psychological phenomenon.
Like Tuskegee, like
the problem is that conspiracy theories like this are believed in.
Hey, listen, I'm here to.
Oh wait! Oh, he poked him one too many times. The host was like, "Hey,
me over and pour me out."
Like this, I believe.
You can hear, like, there he is. He says he looks at Alex and he's just like, Alex, stop it.
I believed in.
Hey, listen, I'm here to warn people. You keep telling me to shut up. This isn't a game. Okay, our government in the U.S. is building FEMA camps. We have an NDAA where they disappear people now. You have this arrest for public safety, life in prison.
You are the worst person I've ever interviewed.
No, it's basically off with their heads, disappear
David,
them,
thank
take
you
them
for
away.
being with us.
Infowars.com.
It's gone 11:30. You're watching the Sunday Politics. We have an idiot on the program today. Coming up in just 20 minutes.
God, he did it. Look at this. This last image is he got the host of the program to call him an idiot and ignore him, and he looks like the guy who's being squelched, who's being shut down.
To his audience, he is exactly what he needs to be.
Yes,
right.
He's a champion. He looks like a hero.
To power.
That's amazing. Yeah, he did. You
will not stop the republic. Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com.
Oh, dude, and then at the end.
Yes, and the plug. This guy knows how to plug, ladies and gentlemen.
And look at this.
Humanity is awakening. Infowars.com. No, you guys are crazy.
I'll be looking at the week ahead with our political panel. Until then, the Sunday Politics across the UK.
Thinking the public isn't
By the way,
waking up.
look at what's it called. Look at everybody on the panel who's just tweeting. Oh my God, you have no idea what is going on right now.
They are. They're all tweeting.
Politics.
They're like, I got a Vine that's going to get 85,000 views. It's 7 seconds of anger.
The UK.
Wow. Holy cow, man. That's amazing.
That's the best thing ever.
That is amazing.
I think I long for the Alex Jones interview on this show.
On this show?
It'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do it.
So do you think it would short circuit him if whenever he interrupted, it got like the madder at us he got, the more we cheered and danced and just thought it was awesome?
Number one, I would want to have a interview with Alex Jones where we only talk about Marvel Comics. And if he says he hasn't watched or read them or watched the movies, then we will explain to him the stories.
Okay.
And we will just ask him his opinions on the stories.
I'll tell you what. Let's go full circle. Now, I know that we came up with a pretty good plan for Microsoft before. Bailing on it. Set fire to that. As minor partner in Young Brushwood, I am declaring, I'm staking. In fact, if this plan pays off, if you like this, it's going back to Brushwood and Young.
Right.
We hire Alex Jones to go on the offense and full on take every interview with every gaming publication out there. And we have to pay him enough money. We also have to convince them that it's the morally right thing. Like Microsoft will donate a bunch of money to stop world tyranny. Like they create the Anti-World Tyranny Foundation.
So you're saying that Alex Jones, we need to hire Alex Jones as a PR shill. So like when people are like, oh,
but he can't feel
here
like a
to
shill.
answer the questions about why Microsoft is going with their used game policy, it's new Microsoft representative Alex Jones.
That's what I'm saying. What the problem is, and chat room nailed it, Alex Jones will not be controlled. So that's why you can't buy him off. You can't just offer him a bunch of money. You've got to actually do good and stop world tyranny. So you have to create a real You have to create a real foundation.
You have to pay the sellsword his price.
Yes, exactly.
And so he goes on. All right, so here I'll be Alex Jones. You will be a game. You as you are very in tune with the gaming community.
Sure.
You go ahead and interview me. I am Microsoft representative Alex Jones.
Okay. So I'm a member of the press elite of video games. I got you, Mr. Jones. There's been a lot of talk about why you're working for Microsoft now. There's a lot of questions.
I'm not working for Microsoft.
Okay, what? I mean, there was a press release that was put out that said Microsoft acquires Alex Jones.
Your media reported a press release coming from Microsoft. The Republic is rising, and I am here to speak the truth to everybody who's watching your program.
Yes. Okay. No, be that as it may.
In 1974, the Bilderberg Conference discussed used video games as a method by which they could deliver hyperactive germs that were sleepers in everybody's coffee and tea.
Okay, but that's the problem. Is that
video games sold by GameStop cause AIDS cancer?
Okay, but now, well, the question.
Infowars.com.
XboxTruth.org.
Brian, what you gotta understand, I have made many videos. I have made several. Remember when 6 seconds was a website? I made 6-second videos. This is before Vine, before 9 or 10-second videos.
Yeah.
I made those.
Okay.
I had a YouTube account when you could only upload 10-minute videos, Brian.
Yeah.
Infowars.com.
Okay,
I made a lot of videos, including used game deception, in which used games are revealed to be a plot by Hitler and the EU.
Okay. Now that's the question, of course.
I did a Let's Play on Minecraft, which got over 50,000 views, and I understood how to craft out of diamonds.
Okay,
Brian.
But okay, be that
the Republic is rising.
Be that as it may, there's a number of security questions about the always-on nature of the Xbox One. Are you comfortable with the camera always being on in your room?
Always on is what is happening when the eye in the sky is encircling your house. Always on is the only thing that you need to make sure that it jams those signals so they cannot see X-ray vision style into your house and invade your privacy. This is all documented. We blew it wide open. Boom.
Okay, but you didn't answer the question. The fact
this
is,
was a plan developed by Hitler, Marge Schott, former owner of the Cincinnati Reds, as well as 7 people who worked at Denny's in Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, in 1943.
Okay.
It is now being implemented with drones that are encircling your house and need to be stopped. I'm here to speak the truth. Infowars.com. Boom. Infowars.com.
Boyob. Boyob.
So I think we've done it. That's it. Hire Alex Jones.
Well, right on, man. I think we did a lot of good today. I think we accomplished a lot. I think we took care of a lot of things that were important to a lot of people. You want to take a minute and listen to the NSFW movie draft? Maybe mop the sweat off our brows.
Welcome to your Movie Draft Minute for the week of June 10th, 2013. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. It's another week and another movie, but how did our competitors fare? Let's go check out the scoreboard. Tom Merritt's in 6th place with $46.1 million. Cargill's in 5th place with $102.3 million. Sarah Lane's in 4th place with The Internship bringing in $17.3 million this week, bringing her total to $214.4 million. Scott Johnson's in third place with $249 million. Justin Robert Young's in second place with $286.7 million. And in first place with $482.7 million, it's Brian Brushwood. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of June 10th, 2013.
I'll tell you what, man. Can I get real with you for a second?
Yes.
This is a two-man race.
Me and you?
Yeah. It's you and me and you. Ain't nobody else in it. And
no matter how we toss the dice, seems to be.
You're doing really, really well. Now, here's the thing. Sarah had a bunch of surprising picks that good
advanced. Value picks.
Well, yeah, great value, but they're small movers. $17 for The Great Gatsby is about to overtake Iron Man for the best value. And same thing with Now You See Me, overperformed $10, and it's already made 63. It'll probably top out around 70, 75.
But you need the horses, Brian. You need the thoroughbreds to take you to victory.
And this is the thing. Like okay, so Sarah, the internship is not looking super good. That was a big misstep. She paid 17. It's made 19 million so far. Cargill is kind of double screwed. First of all, he bought a crappy purchase with
Summer laughs for Cargill.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, man. Wait for This Is the End. This Is the End, I think you're right, is going to be like a $200-300 million movie. It's going to be so huge.
I don't agree.
Really?
No.
You don't think it'll be like The Hangover?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Quite simply because I think it's the wrong weekend for it to come out. If This Is the End came out the week that The Internship came out,
yeah,
I think it would do great. But it's coming out with Man of Steel, and it's hard because as much as we don't think about it, it's a lot of the same demo.
The same demo.
And you have to think, what movie are they going to see the first week?
That's a good question. Okay, which brings me to the real point. So Cargill had a misstep, I would say, and plus also he had one of his heavy hitters replaced with a lower tier movie with Two Guns. Tom, of course, had the epic mistake of After Earth.
Wow, that was a black hole.
Yeah, man, that was a big problem. And Scott basically was banking on Star Trek. The most expensive movie in the game was Star Trek for $48. Star Trek did not bust out of the sci-fi bubble. It made about half as much as Iron Man. So again, I think Scott, I think it's you and me, and it all comes down to Man of Steel, because after Man of Steel has the potential to be so big that it renders irrelevant all of your the rest of your roster.
Well, no, I mean, I my plan was I can't have any movie not overperform. Like, that was the nature of my plan.
Okay, so your movies were Epic, which did well for what you paid for it. Fast and Furious 6 did great. So far you're batting 1,000. Man of Steel pays out. I bet it pays out well enough that the Smurfs doesn't even matter. I mean, it's
no. I need the Smurfs because you got Despicable Me.
Yeah, Despicable Me 2 is like, somebody was telling me that they thought I only had 100 million left in there. I'm like, you're crazy. No. I'm creeping up on 500 million, and I still have Despicable Me 2, Grown Ups 2, and The World's End. Despicable Me 2 makes at least 200 million. Grown Ups 2 makes close to 100 million. I'm going to say around 80. The World's End
it has the potential to internship it.
It does. Yeah, it could crap the bed.
It does, but I think Despicable Me, you're going to win or lose on Despicable Me 2.
Agreed. So for really, I mean, we're going to kind of know this in the next couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, this week, I believe Superman comes out, right?
Yeah. But really, then the question becomes Despicable Me 2, which is at the beginning of July.
No, because I don't need Superman to do good. I needed to overperform. And that is still, the jury is still out on that. The reviews came back. It's 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. And some of the reviews are very, very glowing of it, but others say it's kind of laggy at times.
Yeah.
It got knocked by the critics for being too blockbustery and was using words like Transformers as a negative verb.
Yeah, right? Last time I checked, that was making all the money.
Yeah, and I don't know whether or not that's actually going to be a negative thing. It seems to have good buzz, but I basically needed to knock out Iron Man.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether or not that's going to happen.
I think it will. I think, and part of this is because, like, I just read Super Gods, and it's like listening to Grant Morrison talk about the iconic value of Superman is just otherworldly. The attraction we have for, essentially a Jesus Christ who punches things, which is what Superman is. And it's like culturally, that's Iron Man is Penn and Teller, and Superman's David Copperfield, and David Copperfield makes an order of magnitude bigger money.
But David Copperfield didn't have a crappy movie that came out right before it,
And neither did Jesus Christ. I should point that out too.
Jesus Christ did not have a crappy movie. Well, man, I'll tell you what, there could be a hilarious segment that we could do when we're not on the air, because there's a lot of things that people would take very blasphemously.
My gosh. Yeah, man. Okay, so if you're gonna bet, now this is the part where traditionally I would bet you would win and you would bet I would win.
Yes. I still do, by the way, bet that you're gonna win, because what I need Man of Steel to do, I think, is very unlikely.
Okay,
I need Man of Steel to do basically $400 million.
Okay, but even if Man of Steel does just 300, let's say 310,
right? I need Smurfs to way overperform.
No, okay, look, the winner is going to make about $820 million is going to be the winning amount. If you get 320 out of Man of Steel, then that puts you at 610, and you're within striking distance with, Smurfs 2 would have to do almost $200 million, which would be a lot.
I mean, I don't know. The plan was I needed all of them to overperform.
Can we just agree that it's going to be one of the two of us, and the winner will buy the loser a steak? Like, it's a punishment. Whoever wins has to buy the other one a steak.
Sure.
As the gracious winner clause.
This is the way that you sucker me into buying you. Like, the only thing that would be negative about me winning the summer draft for the second year in a row would be that I again have to dole out a steak to you.
America's Butcher returns.
So I like this. This is why I ride the wave of America's Butcher.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the winner has to buy the loser a steak. Amazing. Hey, man, I guess, is that it? Are we wrapping on up? One quick thing we want to plug is our friends Joe Biagio's new podcast called Producing Unscripted. Now, this is a remarkable idea. They've already got 5 episodes out. They're short and sweet. They're like 17 minutes long.
And just real quick, to establish the bona fides of Joe Biagio, they, of course, are the people that put together the Zombie President episode, among them one of the best episodes that we've ever done on this show. They also have let me use their office space for episodes before. They are a good friend of not only this show, but also Weird Things, and they're really remarkable, to be honest.
And also, when you said they're bona fides, I thought you were going to say about, the fact that they've produced, Scream Queens, and they were the ones who did Rhett and Link's Commercial Kings and a bunch of other shows. They have and it says it on their website, right? They got all of these reality programs on different networks. So what they're doing is they basically have a podcast about how to pitch your idea for a reality show, and specifically how to pitch it to them. Like, basically they're saying, look, we're going to tell you all the secrets as people who pick winners to go and pitch. And we're hoping that this inspires you to come up with an idea for a reality show, and that you'll pitch it to us, and that we can
and documentaries. Like, they also did Dying to Do Letterman. So they are looking for documentary ideas. I mean, basically, like, what in literally the insular backstabbing Caligula clique that is Hollywood and television, they are trying to democratize it and say, hey, listen, we actually get the internet. We're not going to just treat you guys like cattle that is only there to consume. We know that the best ideas often come from the largest crowd. So how about we let you guys know what works, what's good, and then you guys, having heard that, come back to us with ideas.
To be honest, it's a very NSFW approach to it. But so each of the episodes, they break down, like, look, these are the terms. Like, we're going to ask you, and I listened to all these today, so forgive me if I've already screwed up what one of the lessons are. But they're like, we're going to ask if it's arced or I forget the other word. But anyway, they explain all the industry terms, and they say when they ask this...
Like serial?
Yeah.
Like ARCed or serial?
No, it's not ARCed or serial. I want to say like standalone or something that means standalone. But like an ARCed reality show is something like The Bachelorette. No, it's not even. I can't remember the other word. But an ARCed reality show is something like The Amazing Race or the Bachelor, where you can't watch them out of order. But individual or we'll say episodic, whatever it is stuff where you can watch them all out of order, and those are the ones that you always see in marathons on Sunday afternoons on cable television. A lot of really good insights, even if you just want to know how people. Weirdly, man, it builds a lot of respect in me for what people do in unscripted, and I'm glad they shy away from the word reality. Like reality programming got annoyed everyone because it was so obviously not real, and I'm glad that they're stepping away from that. They're like, fine, it's not reality, and we all know it's not reality. It's unscripted. Nobody. But
like they also want to look at documentaries, which are far more a documentation of reality.
Sure.
They want to look for basically just good ideas.
Yes.
Do you know something that is happening, that is a good idea, that is captivating, that's interesting? Here's how to talk about it so it comes through in the language for which we need, and boom. So go ahead, subscribe to it. Let them know on at Joe and Biagio on Twitter that you're down with it. You're down with their flag if they were a gang. And
in fact, the thing they would really appreciate is if you guys left a comment or a rating on iTunes. I know they're hitting iTunes really, really hard on that. So if you want to subscribe through iTunes, that would help them out tremendously.
Absolutely.
We should get them back on.
Yes, absolutely. I think we're done, Brian.
All right. Well, I guess it's time for us to first of all.
Man of Steel was invented by Adolf Hitler, 4 guys in Luxembourg, and Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. We blew it wide open.
It's on the record. Just look at the record. For crying out loud. Hey, man, thanks to Jammer B for handling things at the board there in Petaluma. Thanks to all our friends over at Twit. Thanks to the chat realm for continuing to make stuff amazing. And don't forget, ruin'em.com is where you can make those pre-orders.
Absolutely. And Nerdtacular, it's coming on up. Me and Brian are going to be there recording, I guess, kind of semi-sequel to, not a sequel, but the next album.
Yeah.
That we are going to do.
It's like
mini album.
It's like when you get into, the Doors or Nirvana, and you got 2 studio albums, and then you got a live thing, and you're like, well, I guess this is kind of
But the live album. The live album's coming. We're going to record it in Nerdtacular.
Yeah. All right. Look, love you guys. Do me a favor. Die in a fire.
See you next Tuesday.
Then do without Justin Robert Young for even a little while. Oh, NSFW, I love you. Oh, NSFW, I love you.
Woo! World tyranny.